Do you guys have these air conditioners that have a mind of their own? Like we have this, like I think it's a Google Nest AC thermometer or whatever, and it sets its own like settings. Well, we set it, I think one time. AJ probably said it one time, but like just now, I was like, "Oh, it's hot as hell in here. What's going on?" I went to the AC. It said it's 78 degrees. I never set my AC at 78 degrees. It just did it on its own. And then at night, like it just ticks me off. So it starts to go from like whatever we set it at like 74 during the day, and then it drops to 71. But for some reason, it just does it all at once. It's like, and then you're just freezing for like 30 minutes on the couch. It's like, Jesus Christ, can we do this a little bit more subtly? And I go and I change the setting to like 73 to slow it down. I go back 5 seconds later, it's back on 71. I'm telling you, this AI shit, it's got a mind of its own. It's trying to freeze us out.
So you're saying you would prefer you go from 78 to 77 to 76. You want to gradually get to 72.
Yes, I mean,
and you're just getting right there, right?
Think about like a paradise situation. You have somebody with like, I don't know, a fan with ice, right? And they're doing it like subtly, and they're just not with a big fire hose just shooting you with. I'd be like, cool down, mother. No, it's got to be nice and easy. And my AC has just got a mind of its own. And it's like right over the TV. So it's like right over the couch is the vent. So it's like if you're on the couch, it's just fucking ridiculous, and I have to buy these really large throws that are too heavy for South Florida. It's crazy. My AC has taken over my life.
What happened to the old school air conditioning systems? Because I slept in a room that had one of those recently, and I got to tell you, my room has never felt colder, and I never slept better. The sound of that thing makes me sleep, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I sleep with white noise on all the time. And so if I'm in a hotel and that thing is going off, I don't have to worry about it. That'll drown out any noise behind it.
What's the ideal temperature in a room?
68.
Wow.
That's what I had.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Nailed it,
overnight. Right? Overnight, 68.
Nailed it.
Wow, I have never felt so smart in my entire life.
Some of the temperatures you were throwing out, Izzy, like 74, I'm like, I would be melting
crazy,
in that
right?
room.
But 74 is different in the day than it is at night. Whatever temperature is on your AC is different in the day than it is at night. Like I could be at 70 degrees during the day and it's fine. But when it's 70 degrees on at night, I'm freezing my ass off. It's totally different.
I'm listening to Izzy talk, and I just realized I am far too fat for AI environmentally conscious Google Nest things, because they're trying to set it at 78, like, and I'm like, no, I'm sweating thinking about 78.
Your Google Nest is trying to put you in a sauna. It's like 90 degrees. No, sir, you need to drop some LBs.
No, sir.
I don't need 90. Taylor, put it on the poll. Is 70 degrees at night different than 70 degrees?
I'm telling you, it's different.
He's not wrong. Yeah. He's not wrong.
I don't think he's wrong. I didn't say he was wrong. I'm just interested in what the audience is going to say.
It's the juxtaposition of coming in from when it's 95 out to 70 versus when it's 73 out and coming into 70.
Yes,
that's definitely true.
I'm staying at my parents' house right now for this week. My parents' house is always 20 degrees warmer than a normal, what my apartment would normally be.
Right.
I hope I'm never that old to keep like my thermostats, because like we go to my in-laws' house, I walk in, they're set at 78. I'm like, can we please turn on the air conditioner?
Yeah,
and they're like, why? It's cold in here. Yeah, no, that's got to go.
And on my dad's AC thing, if I even press it down 1 degrees, he gets like an alert or something, because he pops out and he's like, did somebody touch the AC? Did somebody touch the AC? I'm like,
yeah, no. He's been living in 78 degrees for so long, Taylor, that he knows what 77 feels like. Don't fuck with him, okay?
Exactly.
You get that card when you're a dad. That's what like, living is. As soon as somebody touches your AC, your thermostat, we feel it in our bones.
Yeah. You know it right away.
It gives him something to wake up for every day. I mean,
make sure.
So
Taylor has some Lake Tahoe loops to close. We'll get to that in just a second. I have some poll questions I forgot to put up there. On the poll at Stugotz 790, is Connor Stallions the gift that keeps on giving? That was one. If Seal was Italian, would his favorite dish be seal parm or Sicilian pizza?
yes.
Sicilian.
And do you poop better on a heated toilet?
I've never heard of those.
Oh yeah.
Is
I
that a
gotta
new
tell
thing?
you, I have enough sample size. I have pooped enough on heated toilets where I could tell you, matter of factly, that I poop better on a heated toilet. The heat just sucks the poop right out of me. I mean,
All right, well, first of all,
Gross.
if I sit on a heated toilet and I don't know it's like a heated toilet, I'm
Right.
thinking I just got up, sat down after somebody, and that is not a great feeling. So I've got to know 100% it's a heated toilet and not, Mikey A was just
You're not
crapping on his
following
toilet.
Mikey.
I was going to ask, how many heated toilets did Stu actually sit on versus how many did he just follow up too close?
Ooh.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
I'm in a
would
new
love
house,
to
and
try
it currently
heated
has
toilet.
heated toilets, and so I'm just.
Do you
My
have
first-
also a squatty potty or no?
I don't have a squatty potty, no. But these heated toilets are absolutely, they work. I mean, I was reading up about them. It says the heat is supposed to induce pooping, and I'm telling you it does. So,
Where does the heat come from?
I don't know. I mean,
Well, listen, I don't.
you think
I don't
I'm an
wanna know
engineer
where
or
the heat-
something?
I don't want to know where the heat comes from in a
You
toilet.
want Stugotz to explain how the heat comes from a heated toilet. I don't like the squatty potties, though. It just feels like I'm in like a poop prison. Like I have to be in this position the whole time, or else I'm like, nothing's going to happen. And I just don't like it. It's like,
Right.
I just want to have a little bit of like freedom on the toilet. And I don't buy it that if my legs are a little higher, that my colon is just going to release. I've been pooping fine my whole life. I don't need
Right.
to change my position.
Listen, if it ain't broke,
prison.
don't fix it.
All right. Can you imagine a poop prison? Ugh.
Right. So you don't think there's a specific position that will help you kind of poop
Not
better?
really. No, I mean, like not with my legs up in the air. I think
poop
it's because
formation?
It just feels weird, and I'm telling you, there's something about like being comfortable while you're pooping to let it all out. Maybe that's where the heat comes in. Maybe it's just a little warmer. It's like somebody's giving you a nice hug, and then
All right. Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Let's.
brought it
There's
up.
no transitioning to Taylor closing loops here at Lake
Closing
Tahoe,
loops.
but we have to close some loops here. We'll get to. I can't believe this. I have known Israel Gutierrez for many years, and this is the first morning he has woke up and said to me, "I want to talk golf." So,
wow, that's right.
that is what July is all about. But first, let's close a loop from Lake Tahoe. Taylor, what's going on?
I have 3 loops to close. The first loop, Carson Daly.
Yes.
When I saw Carson Daly, I'm like, oh, that's the Today Show guy.
Disheveled.
But I realized that it's just like a generations thing because when people saw Carson
He's on the
Daly,
Today Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
When people saw Carson Daly, there was like this gap of people who were older than me that were like about to pass out. Like he was a rock star. And Stu kind of told me like you don't know how big Carson Daly was.
No, back in the 90s. Right.
TRL baby.
Yeah.
Like he was it in the 90s?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He was, I mean, I'm trying to figure out a way to describe this. He was like if Ryan Seacrest was cooler and better looking. And he
Okay.
just was
Perfect.
and he was very like calm and wasn't too crazy. Like it seemed like a guy that, and this is seemed like a guy that would be very nice to the ladies, right? And so that's why they were like, oh, he's handsome and he's super nice. We love this guy. And then I don't know what happened. I think his career got too big for him because he started gaining a little weight. He started doing a lot of stuff, and then he was just like, I don't know. And then he was just different. He was like slightly bigger Carson Daly, maybe too nice, maybe needed an edge to him or something.
He was
and then
John
just kind
Daly.
it was a little John Daly-ish, and then he just kind of disappeared for me. And you're just telling me now that he's been on the Today Show this whole time?
That's
Didn't
how
he
I
try
know.
and do the late night thing? Didn't he try
No,
and do
he
like
did.
the
He
late
did.
night thing? And
He
then
tried to
that
parlay
kind of
his
like-
fame into a late night
Yeah.
television show. It didn't work out.
I would say he maxed out.
Like most, right?
I would
yeah.
say Carson Daly maxed out of his potential for sure.
Yeah.
Congrats.
When I saw the women out there about to faint when they saw him, I was like, for the
No,
Today
Taylor,
Show host?
Taylor, to a certain age and a certain audience. I told you this before we got to Lake Tahoe. If you ask them, who's the one celebrity you can meet and spend 5 minutes with out in Lake Tahoe, a lot of people would say Carson Daly. They would, if they're of a specific age, our age. A lot of people would say Carson Daly. Am I right, guys?
I would say yes. Definitely, like, you're in my age, Stugotz, like maybe a little bit younger than
Me and Mikey are the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say, yeah, that right around there. If you had, I mean, like that was when just the the prime of MTV. Like that was when watching MTV still made you feel a little cooler, a little younger. And yeah, Carson Daly was the main face of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Mikey, what are you shaking your head about? I mean,
That joke.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's funny to five people.
It's funny to five
Billy
people,
laughed.
but it's really funny to those 5 people.
Izzy, I have known Mikey A for a long time, and somehow, I thought that Mikey A was also 52.
He's like 20 years older than me.
Wow. I was gonna say there's no chance you guys.
He said, we're the same age. And I'm like,
Yeah.
in what world are we the same age? We're not
You're
even
your
the same
30s,
generation.
right, Mikey?
I'm 40.
Okay.
Right. But you're an
Just got
old
there.
40, let's be honest.
I'm sure I'm an old 40, but I'm not that old 40. I'm not a 60 40.
Who is the current person in entertainment that you guys think might try to parlay their fame into a late night talk show? Is it because I think it's Pat McAfee. That's who I think it is.
That's a good one.
Didn't Jason Kelce just do it?
Yeah,
Well, none of those guys can pull off hosting a podcast with a little bit of cream cheese on their upper lip.
Yes.
Is that what I have?
He keeps trying to lick it off, but it's still there. It's the power of the cream cheese. Like it probably
pretty
dried
sure-
a little bit.
Listen,
That
when
might
you
be
get to
from
my
yesterday.
age, when you get to Mikey A's age, you just stop caring. I mean,
Maybe it's from yesterday, and that's why it hasn't been
Might
able
be
to come off
it's
yet.
Monday.
I haven't had bagels in 3 days.
Wait, is it still there?
It really is. It's
Yes,
either
it's really
either
there.
the most powerful piece of cream cheese or a
You're also
reflection, and
wiping
we're
the
out.
wrong side.
Wait, tell me, is it this side?
It's that side. It's a little. There it is. You got it. Now you got to like
Uh,
scrub the crap out of it.
You're going to have to pick it off like a scab at this
Really?
point.
It was a granola bar. I mean,
Maybe that's why it's sticky.
stick it to me. I feel
I think you got it. Or maybe not. No, I think you got it now. I don't know.
You got your months.
Guys, you're going to tell me I got it and just let it sit there. 'Cause you
Mikey
wanted
and I are like perfect mirrors.
Doesn't matter.
Taylor, are there any
I've often said that about me and you. Izzy.
Carson Daly could never.
Oh my God, it just came out of my mouth. Carson Daly would never. He would never. Although I will say this, Carson Daly was a bit disheveled the one time I saw him walk across the driving
Really?
range. Yes. Now, he did go on the Today Show. He had to announce that his house was situated right next to the Kelce mansion. That's a bad job, man of the people. I mean,
It just reminds you how much money these guys make. Like that.
oh, he's loaded. Yeah.
Unbelievably loaded.
Yes.
And just for being, nice and handsome and can talk into a mic, be really smooth with it. I wish I could do that.
Yep.
Izzy, from the welcome meeting, there was like a section of people who were just bonding over that they lived on the same street in Cabo.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Cabo.
Yeah. Whitworth, Steph Curry.
Relatable, baby.
But
I mean, if you were that famous, would you have a place in Cabo? I mean,
Yeah, and I'd invite all my friends and all the people who had never been in such a nice place. Come on down. That's why it's never going to happen.
all right, Taylor, any other loopholes here?
this loop that I do want to close is somebody mentioned Travis Kelce. I just want to mention the interaction that we had with Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is on a crowded driving range, and
Yes.
the entire week, Stu was saying, like, I'm not going to invite Travis Kelce onto the show. I'm not going to ask him. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, that must mean something is up that Stu won't ask Travis Kelce. So in my mind, I'm thinking, like, maybe they're not as close as Stugotz has kind of led on. So Travis is on this crowded driving range. There's media around on both sides.
With Jason, by the way.
Yes, with Jason. And then there's fans behind. So one of the biggest problems is if you got the guys to stop, the fans would also want like autographs, and then you were more in an earshot of them. And if you don't go to them, you just look worse. So Travis Kelce finishes his time at the driving range, and we're in a spot where you have to walk past us to get off the driving range. And Travis Kelce's coming, and I'm like, oh wow, this is the moment of truth, what their interaction would be like. And Stu's like half paying attention, half not paying attention. And Travis Kelce moves past everybody, runs and sprints up to Stugotz.
Yeah.
and basically hugs him and is like, "How's Rachel? How's everybody? How's everybody?" And I'm just sitting there like,
Mention the kids.
I'm just sitting there like,
By name.
what the
By
heck?
name, yes.
Yeah. I'm like, what is going on right now?
He's basically Taylor Swift.
It was
One
amazing.
degree
He
from
did.
Taylor Swift.
He beelined. The second he saw me, he walked as fast as he could to get to me. He did give me a big hug. I gave him a big hug. He went out of his way to say, "Make sure you tell Rach I say what up." And he did that 2 or 3 separate times. Taylor was amazed because he's like, "Holy
Whoa.
shit, these guys
By
have
the
a
way,
real." What?
Whoa, on Rachel. 3 times? Come on now. How old is
They
Rachel?
work out
21 now?
together, 3 times, I'm telling you. Taylor was amazed to see that we actually have a real relationship and a real friendship. And he was also amazed to see me get so old, okay? Because I have landed at a place, Izzy, where I am respectful of these relationships and these people, where I know Taylor was thinking, hey, ask him to sit down and come on the show. And I'm like, I'm not asking him to sit down and come on the show because that's how the friendship goes away. I
Yes.
mean, that's it. Yes.
And you know
Offer him
what?
a home and home. Offer him a home and home.
Exactly.
He'll go on his
When you
pod,
do get
he's
him,
gotta
it's
come
going
on
to be
ours.
all the time in the world, Stu.
Right.
It's going to be anything you need. You want me to get FaceTime Taylor? I'll FaceTime Taylor.
I asked him about the New Heights podcast because that was another thing that I kind of wanted clarification on, because one of Stugotz's claims is that he is the one who told Travis Kelce to start a podcast. Travis came to him asking for advice on how to start a podcast. So I wanted to try to get to the bottom of that a little, just for my own sake.
Well,
And
hang on a second. Of all the lies Stu could tell, I would believe that one 1,000%. I mean, the guy started
Yes.
790. He did all of these things. And so it's just like, okay, this is truthful, Stugotz. Go ahead.
So I asked Travis, I said, what's the truth behind the Stugotz podcast story? And he was like, I went to Stugotz for podcast advice, offered to do the podcast, and Stugotz was excited, and the other side basically pushed back like, who would listen to a Travis Kelce podcast?
Wow, the school of fraudcasting coming up
Yes.
huge there.
I know, but I'm telling the truth all the way around. I mean,
That's amazing. Taylor, I got another question for you. It's Stugotz related. So on the golf course, what was the look he was going for? Was it 5 o'clock shadow with those aviator lenses on right there with a hat?
With Schmutz.
No, schmutz or no
there?
schmutz. The reason, no, I think it's gone. The reason I asked you, Taylor, is because the other day, I think a couple weeks ago, we were at, Brandstar Studios. Brandstar? Is that the name of the
Yeah.
studios?
The Brandstar
And
Studios, yep.
We walked outside for a heater, of course. Stugotz, not me. And Stu, had his beard was like 5 o'clock, but it looked like it was trimmed. And he threw the glasses on and threw a cigarette in his mouth. And I was like, that's fucking George Clooney. Like, that man looks entirely different
See it now.
when he throws on the shades and the hat and the 5 o'clock shadow. I'm like,
Thank you.
that guy could get some interviews just standing there. He doesn't even have to be Stugotz. Like, that's a good looking guy.
Yeah, he
But
had
you have
that
to have
look.
the glasses. You take the glasses off, it changes everything. No offense.
everything. Yes.
Yeah, he had that look with the aviators, and then the other look he had was he was wearing. It was very, to his credit, it was very hard to plan for Tahoe because we were getting there so early in the morning that the mornings were like in the 40s, but by the time the sun would come out, it was in the 80s.
Yeah,
and it was like an hour and a half window between it was freezing to burning on the sun. And Stu would
Like
dress.
Izzy's thermostat.
Yes.
Yeah. Slowly stripping clothes all day long.
Stu would dress every day in jeans and a sweatshirt, like a Travis Matthews sweatshirt. And then he would get there, and within 10 minutes, he would just be like, I have to change. I have to change. It's
There's a 20-degree difference from standing in the shade or standing in the sun at Lake Tahoe. I mean,
Yeah, you got to you literally have to wear almost a ribbed tee, right? And then a t-shirt on top of that, and then
Yes.
a button down on top of that, and then a light jacket on top. And you just start slowly delayering yourself as the day goes along until you get to about 80 degrees and you're in the bottom layer.
but Mikey, you and Taylor both know this. It's it's kind of like when you're outside in the winter in the Northeast and you have layer upon layer on, and then you sit down at the diner, the local diner, right? And within, I don't know, 60 seconds, those clothes that were protecting you outside, you have become the hottest person
Yes,
in the
you're
entire
cooking.
world, and you start stripping off layers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the time you start stripping them off, now you're already a pool of sweat.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a skiing experience when you go to the lodge, taking off all that stuff, and good Lord, it takes a while.
And Izzy, the problem was the first day he didn't have the layers. So that pro shop got him good.
Yes. And listen, I love the Edgewood Resort, but there is no place that will take advantage of you more than a pro shop. Okay?
Oh man, I missed you missed an opportunity there. Do a little fashion show. Stugotz try something on, and you're just you're like, no, and then you just come back and do a couple more. That would have been great.
Put it on the poll. Is there anywhere in the world that takes more advantage of you than a pro shop? It's like the airport. Once they've got you, they got you. Like they'll charge you whatever the hell you want, right?
There's a lot of places, music festivals / concerts. They'll just charge you $20 for a bottle of water because they know you're on drugs.
Yeah.
There's a few places. No, that's a good one. The golf shop is a great one.
Yes. Speaking of golf, I am. I can't recall the last time Israel Gutierrez ever said to me, "I'd like to talk about golf," and he also told us that he thinks he is the best in the world at something. We'll find out next. Taylor, have all loops been closed? Are we good on loops here?
Yeah, for the most part, I would say.
Okay. Because I teased before we broke there that Izzy not only wants to talk about golf, but he told us right before he started that he is the best in the world at something. And by the way, we will get to baseball, the All-Star Game. I'll rip Rob Manfred for stealing not one, but two of my ideas now. I'm keeping track. But Izzy, you are the best in the world at something. We don't know what that something is. I would like to venture a guess. I think Mikey A has a guess, and I think Taylor.
Okay, I like this part. Let's guess.
Okay. Mikey A, would you like to go first?
I'm going to guess that
I'll allow hints
Izzy,
if you require it.
No, I don't want a hint, and I don't want them to have hints. I'm going to venture a guess that Izzy is the best in the world at rocking a schmedium shirt.
Oh, that's pretty good. I don't know. There's like a lot of opinion involved there.
Listen,
I'll give you one hint. There's no opinion involved at what I am the best in the world at.
Wow. All right.
Well, you're definitely top
maybe
three.
I don't know.
All right.
You're definitely top three at
All
the
right,
schmedium.
thank you.
No question about it. Yes, you're on the medal stand. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Taylor, what's your
Taylor,
guess?
do you
have
have
one?
do you want to venture a guess here?
I'm going to go around the horn win percentage. Best in the world at that.
Ooh, wow.
So close, but no. I was very much like hovering around 25% my entire career. The Bob Ryans, the Jackie McMullins. Actually, if you're from Boston, you have a really good shot at having a high winning percentage. They were hovering around the 30s, maybe the Mina Kimeses. So if you're from the Northeast in general, you had a better chance. But no, that's not it.
All right, I'll guess abs.
Oh, no, close. You're in the right realm. You're in the gym, which is the right place. All right,
Okay.
So it's the stupidest thing in the world. But you know those rower machines? Right.
Yes.
So it's just like, and so they keep track of the numbers, right? How many meters you're going.
When I say I know them, I've seen one. That's all.
Yeah. You probably don't know how it operates, but you get in there and you just row and you push right. And so you row on those things and the meters numbers keep going. And, they keep going based on how far you think or it thinks you would have actually gone. Well, so it doesn't just stop when you stop going. It keeps rolling to a certain number. What I am apparently the best in the world at is stopping it at the exact number that I want to stop it at. So it's like, if we do 500 meters, I'm pulling. One last tug, I get that thing to stop right at 500 meters. Now, if it stops at like 499, you can't just like tug on it a little bit and hope it gets to 500 because it'll just go right past. It'll go to like 507. The reason why this is interesting to me, I've been doing this for a long time, and I always brag about it when I get off the machine. And I was like, did it again. There's actually competitions for that. Like I had no idea. Like at CrossFit stuff, they do like whoever, I don't know if it's who can do it the most or who can do it the most accurately, whatever. But because I told my trainer that I'm cheating on my trainer with that he's the one who told me rather, you're the best I've ever seen at that. And I was like, come on, nobody actually cares about this.
That's
shit.
how
He's
we got you.
There's actual competitions. And I was like, wow, I might be the best in the world at this.
Right.
There you go.
And you might be a sucker. I mean,
wow. Are you telling me that my trainer's just gassing my head up?
Well, no, what I'm telling you is you had a trainer, and this trainer was trying to get you away from your trainer, and so he told you nice things about yourself, and it worked. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it kind of did. I mean, I'm still training with my trainer because he's one of my best friends, but he doesn't know about a new trainer yet.
Is this like the gym version?
Listen to stupidity.
Is this like the gym version of being able to stop the gas right on like the round number you want it to when you're filling up a tank?
Yeah.
Except this one's a little different because you have to sort of measure the strength with which you pull, right? So, I mean, I don't want to give away too much of my secrets, but I
you're the best in the
know
world.
right around what number and about what level of strength I have to pull. And it is such a great feeling watching that number crawl, and you're just like, is it going to get to 500? Yes! And then stop. Once I did it twice in a day. Crazy.
Right. Mikey, yeah, you try that all the time, right? You try to stop at $37. It's always $37.01, $37.02.
Maybe in my 20s. Now, if I wanted to stop at 37, I'm hitting 37.
Right. You are, huh? You're a cagey vet now.
I'm a savvy vet, yes.
Right. It's like Taylor's dad with the AC. I mean, sort of.
I get too annoyed. I get too impatient at gas stations. I put like $4 in at a time. If that tank isn't moving, I'm like, get me the hell out of here. What the hell? This is why, like, I couldn't do an electric car. Like, you can't do that faster, right? You can't charge an electric car faster, can you?
No,
it takes a certain amount of time, right? So
I'm certain you'll be able to at some point, right?
Probably.
Like the cell phones.
They all charge.
No, but we all had the same charger with our phones when we first started, and then people started inventing chargers that charge your phone in 4 seconds. Right? It is crazy. Wait, so Izzy, you think you're the best in the world at this, or is it doctor? Is someone keeping track of this?
All I'm saying is that, shout out Blake Pennick. He is a competitor in these things. He's very good. He finished top 10 in like a Hydrox thing in New York, which I don't know if you know what that means, but that's crazy impressive. And he's the one who told me. He's the one this is the guy, Stugotz, who will fix your back if you decide you ever want to go to him.
Right.
Okay,
that's the guy. Okay,
this is him. He works with
of course,
NFL
I didn't follow
all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Miles Boykin, that's a player, right? And so, yeah, he's the one who competes in all these things, and he's the one who told me I might be the best he's ever seen. And I was like, wow. That's quite the compliment. Only for me, though.
All right. Keeps you coming back.
Now, how underwhelmed are you at what I'm the best in the world at, based on what
it's impressive.
I was expecting, listen, I'm not the best in the world at anything. So for all of us, it's impressive. Mikey A., how did your trainer try to lure you away from your original trainer?
Told me I could eat whatever I wanted.
Good move. But portion control, right? I always tell you that at the end.
I didn't hear the rest.
Oh, God, I love you. Izzy,
Mikey A's superpower is stopping the trainer when he says exactly what he wants to hear. No, you stop there.
No,
I'm good.
Eat all you want.
Thank you.
Izzy, which one of these golf stories are you into? Because it's weird. This is the only day on the calendar in which there is not a sporting event. The ESPYs is tonight, but there are 3 separate golf stories. There is Wyndham Clark being kicked out of Oakmont. There is Xander Schauffele saying he has no idea where all his trophies and his gold medal is. And then there's Scotty Scheffler who's saying his life is miserable.
Well, I want to start off with the Wyndham Clark one because it's probably the shortest and the funniest. But Wyndham Clark, first of all, probably, I would say definitely Mount Gregmore of golf names all time. Wyndham Clark, right?
So we had Wyndham Clark on the show. He's won the U.S. Open. Me and Mikey A have spoken to Wyndham Clark, and we said at what age did you realize, because your name is Wyndham Clark, that you were destined to play golf? And he said like age 5.
Yeah. And then like when he grew up and the look matched the name, I mean, come on. Like, of course he's going to be, right? So he was at Oakmont and didn't make the cut.
No.
And got frustrated and like beat up a locker or something, right?
Yes.
And so what happened was Oakmont, the country club, has decided, well, I don't know who it was exactly that decided to do this, whether it was Oakmont, whether it was a PGA Tour, but he has...
Oh, no, it was Oakmont, is he? Just so we're clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
It was Oakmont. They decided he has to pay for the locker, which is fine, right?
Fair.
But he can't come back. Is that right, Stu? And he's been told he needs to go to therapy, like anger management, to deal with his anger issues. And that is the wildest thing to me ever. you don't have a team owner, you don't have a boss, a GM, you have a venue of the sport telling you, hey, you need to get your shit together and go to therapy. Not just, hey, fix this locker and we'll talk about whether you can go back. You've got to go to therapy because you are not what golf is all about, which is crazy because in every other sport, if somebody busts a locker, it's like, wow, there's a competitor right there. Don't worry, we'll get that fixed. Yes. But golf is like, that's not how we do things. You have to go to therapy. That is wild. And again, it's not a person. It's a venue telling you that.
Isn't that exactly what golf is all about? Is getting angry at yourself and wanting to throw things and smash clubs? Isn't that exactly what it is?
It sort of takes me to the Scotty Scheffler story then, because what Scotty Scheffler effectively said was, this game is not fulfilling. Winning golf tournaments is not fulfilling, but for about 2 minutes. When you're celebrating, hugs, the second that's over, it's on to next week. Or at the moment, it's on to, celebratory photos and whatever you got to do for your marketing. And then it's just on to the next week. And the difference between golf and other sports where people talk about this, right? Was it Giannis who's talked about winning every year is not the end all be all. It's your job. You don't get a promotion every year that you go out there. But team sports, different than this individual sport, right? Like you win a golf tournament, you're congratulating yourself. You're like, I did amazing. And like nobody outside of other golfers, but you're not going to celebrate with them, right? They get what you've been through. But the people around you, maybe some of your friends, while they have seen it, they can't really connect with the level of effort that you've done. And so you're basically celebrating as much as you allow yourself to celebrate. It's like, oh, I feel really great about myself. Let me jump up and down. Let me spend a week, drinking, as opposed to, all right, I did that. Now what? Like, am I a better person? Am I going to like share these memories with a teammate? Are we going to go share could you imagine doing the 10-year anniversary of your like Masters championship and you're like doing that? It's so like narcissistic, right? It's so self-involved. It's like, hey, it's been 10, but you see that all the time with team sports, right? You relive and so I get it with golf, even more so than tennis, probably, where you have doubles and stuff. But with golf, it's so lonely. It's so much. And so it's like the fulfillment is when you accomplish something great, but who do you really celebrate that with? Who do you really feel it with? And, to Wyndham Clark, going back to him, like, if I'm getting angry, who am I going to get angry at? Like, I'm just going to take it out on this locker. And that's just what golf is.
Right,
and
but this locker,
you're lucky I don't take it out on, a loved one or something crazy like that.
Just staying on Oakmont in this locker and this locker room for a second. Oakmont's been around forever. It's a private golf club. It's a storied golf club. It's a great golf course. They've hosted several U.S. Opens. They won't host another one, I think, until I think it's like 7 or 8 more years. And so he just needs, because that's the only tournament that Wyndham Clark cares about. It's the next time he'll have to go to Oakmont. So he just needs to fulfill whatever Oakmont wants him to do by the time they host the next U.S. Open, if he wants to compete in that U.S. Open. There is history to that locker room. I understand why Oakmont is upset. And those lockers and the memorabilia inside that locker room, valuable stuff. So he has to pay for it. And he has to do some sort of anger management rehab if he wants to play the next U.S. Open. Right.
I wouldn't even get mad, Stu, if they told him he has to pay for the redecorating of the entire locker room. Right. That I'd be like, you know what? Right. Okay. And might even call it the, the Wyndham room or something like that. But the idea that you're just like, oh, you got to handle your anger. It's like, how do you know that 90% of these guys aren't busting clubs and busting lockers at home? You get a glimpse into one guy's anger because he didn't make a cut at his favorite tournament, and you're going to demand this guy goes to therapy? Who's to say he doesn't go to therapy and his therapist says, you know what, sometimes you got to take it out on a locker?
Professional advice.
Of all things, take it out on a locker. That's fine.
It's true.
Listen, all they're saying is we're going to host a couple of more U.S. Opens before you're of the age of 50. And if you want to play in those things, get some anger management, courses. That's all.
I get it. And, but I would, so back to Scheffler's point, like it is more so in tennis, Stu, correct me if I'm wrong here, but like tennis from week to week, you're not really paying attention to the non-majors that much. I mean, almost. Unless you're a tennis sicko, you're not really paying attention to some of those.
I think most people absorb tennis and golf the way I do, where they're watching the 4 majors every year.
I would say in golf, though, there's still a handful of other tournaments in there where you're like,
right.
all right,
Yes.
I'm hooked.
Right.
Which one is it called? The fifth major? Is it TPC Sawgrass?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So there's other ones in there, the players, right? And so that's more
Ryder
week to
Cup.
week.
Right.
Like I think in tennis, you celebrate the Grand Slam winner up until the next Grand Slam. In golf, you get to the next Grand Slam. It's like, who won that last one? Oh, that's right. Okay, because it's an entirely different tournament, entirely different, course, etc. So I've never heard somebody as good as Scottie Scheffler really dive into that. And to me, it just makes me never want to, like, not me, but as a young kid, or I don't want to teach them these individual sports because there's so much loneliness to them. And there's so much like that you have to create for yourself that even when you do succeed, the payoff is all just internal and it has nothing to do with the people, not necessarily nothing, but not as much to do with the people around you.
You're looking for someone to hug and there's no one there. And there's no one that understands, except for your competitors, exactly what it is you went through to get to this point, to achieve this goal, and to arrive at this moment. So the only one who can understand are the people that he's competing against and the people that he's beating. They don't want to celebrate with Scottie Scheffler after he's kicked their ass on the golf course. There is a loneliness to that sport, and I'm with you, Izzy. I would not direct, for me, this is just me, and I've seen it. There are times, my daughter has a friend who was trying to get to the LPGA Tour, and she had a very good shot of doing it. But, like, I would leave to go to work at, like, 9 a.m., right? This is back when we were doing middays. And she was out on the putting green. And I would come back at, like, 2:30 in the afternoon, and she was still on the putting green. And I would say, hey, have you left yet? And she's like, no, I've been here the entire time.
Yeah.
And there is a loneliness to that. There is no interaction with people. It is just themselves, left with their thoughts on this
And the
tricky
older
game
you
that will
get,
drive you crazy, man.
When you're younger, you find the fulfillment in the growth, right? In the improvement and just accomplishing of things, right?
Yes.
But then as you get older, there's other things in your life. There's, a spouse, there's family, there's people in your parents are getting older, maybe you want to spend time with. So it's like there's just different things to focus on.
Right.
And yet you are still that, like I said, a sicko, apparently. Like I think that's the word that Scheffler used. You're just sitting there and working on it and competing, even though you know that fulfillment is it's going to be fleeting, as Scottie Scheffler says. You're still going to work on it. You're still getting those small fulfillments along the way, but yet the whole time realizing how lonely it is and how unfulfilling it is. It's such a great sort of read or look into Scottie Scheffler's mind, because it makes me respect him even more, that he can stay on top of the game like this when it's not something that really drives him.
Not going to be a lot of sympathetic fans, though, right? Because most people are going to say what I said to you during the break. Hey, get the fuck over it. You play golf for a living. Like,
yeah.
All right,
and I don't think he even sounds like he's complaining. Like, I think...
No, he's explaining. That's what he's doing. He's explaining.
Right.
That's it.
If he was complaining, he would say something to the effect of, yeah, this sucks. I only do it for the money. Can't wait to retire. Like, no, there's a reason he's doing it. He's mentioning, he mentioned what he gains from the hard work. But again, that's just him. And I think
all he's saying is he has worked tireless hours, okay, on the range, on the driving green, to arrive at a place where he can win the Masters. And he wins the Masters, and there's no one to celebrate him winning the Masters with.
There's no
and he's on to the next
point.
week 5 minutes later.
Correct.
And that has to be, like, that's got to be frustrating. You've worked your entire life for 3 minutes of joy,
Yeah. Yeah, and all these guys that are trying to get where you are, and they're like so unhappy because they can't reach that point. And he's like, no, enjoy yourselves, because even up here, it's not that great.
Yeah.
I think you have to hate to lose more than you love to win to play a sport like that.
Pretty much.
Like, it
Or do you
sounds
have to be a little bit of just a perfectionist in general? Like, that is your victory. Is just
Izzy, I don't think you can play that sport at
skill.
that level without being a perfectionist. I don't think it's possible,
Right.
And the problem is that sport is so crazy, it does not allow someone who wants to be a perfectionist to be an actual perfectionist, because the course always wins, the game always wins.
Mm-hmm. And I think where Scottie Scheffler, what I think it's healthy for him is to find that medium of, look, I'm still going to work my ass off to be the best in the world. Leave a legacy? I don't know. I'm never going to really feel that, but just be the best in the world so that I can enjoy the rest of my life with my family, or they can gain from it, enjoy from it, and then I will sort of bask in that on the back end, right? Like, look what I created. Thank goodness they're all healthy, happy, etc. And you just watch your family grow from there. That's maybe the ultimate, gain for him. And so, because otherwise he would probably just stop, right? He's loaded.
Is it the kind of thing where it's not even week to week or year to year, it's career to career, where at the end of it, that's how I'm comparing myself. That's how I'm looking back on it. It's not, I won this tournament this week. I won 4 tournaments this year. This is all I've won in my career.
He did say about on that subject of like legacy, and he's like, who cares, really? And I guess to this point is,
that's bullshit.
Somebody will. No, but somebody will.
Tiger, he cares, man.
No. I'm with you. But I guess his point is there will always be somebody there to want to chase that and to therefore motivate other people, right? So if it's not him, it's going to be somebody. So some 5-year-old isn't missing a golf, mentor, isn't missing a golf, somebody to chase after.
The thing I'll say with golf in general, first off, he should only be focused on the majors. And every time he wins a major, he should treat that major like it's the Stanley fucking Cup, okay? And just celebrate until the next major. Who cares about the Valspar Championship the following week? Nobody, Scotty. Nobody cares. But Izzy, some of what you're talking about is a big reason as to why some of these guys left the PGA Tour and went to the LIV Tour, because they wanted to have balance in their life. Brooks Koepka said, I only care about the majors. I don't care about every other tournament. I want to be there for my wife. I want to be there for my newborn child. I want to try to have some balance in my life. Now, I will tell you, he's not playing as much golf anymore, and that has impacted him from a performance standpoint because he hasn't won a major, I don't think, since he joined the LIV Tour. But a lot of these guys chose the LIV Tour. Not only was it the money, but it was the lifestyle as well. The money certainly helped, but the lifestyle and being able to have balance and not taking this thing so seriously on a week-to-week basis is why many of these guys chose to go to LIV.
Yeah, when it was happening, nobody was really listening to reasons, right? They were all saying, it's the money and it's blood money, da-da-da. Now, if you were to just eliminate that from the conversation, which is difficult to do, but eliminate that from the conversation and hear what you were saying,
right?
I would have bought it. I believe in that. Like, not just
a tour that provides
golf,
balance, huh?
But how about team golf, right? Now it's not the whole thing that I'm talking about where you're just in your own head the whole time. You actually have teammates, and if you win something, you celebrate together. So I would buy that.
How do we feel about team competition at Augusta? That would change everything. I mean,
I wouldn't hate it, man. I mean, golf doesn't need to be fixed, but when it is, keep that one in your back pockets, too. Because Rob Manfred's already taking your shit.
He's taking 2 of my ideas. We'll get to those with Adnan in a second. How do you feel about Xander Schauffele saying, golf news, wow, July. How do you feel about Xander Schauffele saying he has no idea where any of his major trophies are or his Olympic gold medal? And he doesn't want to have a trophy room in his house, is he? Because he wants to keep himself motivated. If he walks into his house and there are constant reminders of everything he's achieved, he feels like he might not achieve more moving forward.
I don't know if we're just talking to the wrong athletes, but these guys got it figured out, man. It's not all about you. Even though it is all about you, it's not all about you. You've got to keep yourself, like Xander's saying, motivated. And just not have the ego. It's ego death, right? Like, this is why Michael Jordan can't sell his house, because there's 23 everywhere, and there's probably little logos in the floor. You take out the floor, more logos under there. So it's not about you, Xander. Although I think he's got the coolest name in golf, and there's a lot of options. There was a guy I saw on the leaderboard. I don't know if he won the tournament. Got her up. That's a weird name, but I like it.
Yeah.
But
so
Xander,
you like Xander Schauffele, huh?
Because it's an X that sounds like a Z.
Yeah.
And then Xander Schauffele, you would never guess he's American.
No.
And so it's just a very cool name. I don't know. It sounds like 00. It sounds like a Bond name. Like I would see that character in a Bond movie.
Yes, the villain. Yes. Wyndham Clark, we are certain he grew up in America. He grew up in a private country club. He was born to play golf. Xander Schauffele?
No idea.
Golf.
Those are 3 actually stories that are kind of tied together in a real interesting way.
Well, I think they fed off of each other. Once Scheffler said what he said, there were follow-ups to Schauffele, and then the Wyndham Clark story came out. I understand why Hoekman is pissed. I mean, people are going to say, Hoekman, get over yourself. I understand. That place has been around since like 1918 and hosted like 7 U.S. Opens. It's one of the most storied courses. And
I do think if it was a different golfer, like give me just a different looking golfer than Wyndham Clark, because Wyndham Clark looks like he went to like, a private school that it
looks like golf,
like good grant. Yeah, well, he looks like golf, but he looks like he would never have an outrage like situation like that. Versus, I don't know, a John Daly, you'd be like, all right, we know, checks in the mail, we got it.
We played Wyndham or lose them with him, just so you know. Like that's what we did.
That's a professional fucking podcast right there.
Time for a sports update. We're still doing sports updates in 2025 on a podcast, nonetheless. Kyle Schwarber lifts the National League to a win in the first All-Star Game home run swing-off, an idea that was stolen from me by Commissioner Rob Manfred. Caitlin Clark injured her groin late in the Fever's 85-77 win over the Sun. And finally, the Eiffel Tower can be 15 centimeters taller during the summer due to thermal expansion.
Wow. Grows when it gets a little hot, huh? Interesting.
Don't we all?
I thought you were talking about Caitlin Clark.
It grows when it gets a little hot. Okay.
Does it, Izzy?
Opposite of shrinking.
Her fame grows when she gets a little hot. How's that?
15 centimeters.
Oh, boy. Anyway, we have a new segment coming up. We're debuting it. It's called Prisoner of the Moment. I have no idea what it entails, but Taylor just told me, listen, I just need like 30 seconds to 60 seconds to get ready for this for this new segment. And so, Taylor, I will tell you when we're 60 seconds out from going to Prisoner of the Moment. Adnan Virk is with us. We missed him on Monday. Whittingham filled in to absorb my weekend observations. We were discussing right before we came on that Whittingham, Adnan, I think most people who aren't from the Northeast, when they get there, they are shocked to realize that the Northeast is more than just Manhattan and New York City, that there is actual beauty just outside of New York City.
Yeah, it's not just a concrete jungle, Stu. You're absolutely right. I remember, having lived in Connecticut. Now, it's central Connecticut, which is not great, but having lived in Connecticut all those years, people would laugh. They'd go, oh, my God, you got to go up to Maine. I go, really? And especially Columbus Day weekend is like unbelievable. Like, it's gorgeous. Yes. The fall is so well done. So, listen, I still don't think the Northeast necessarily is Miami, and there's only one New York. But, yes, Whittingham, I can imagine just being blown away by greenery and trees.
It's one of the best trips I've ever done was we did New Hampshire. I did zip lining up there. Went to Connecticut. Loved Kennebunkport. Oh my goodness! If I was a president, I'd vacation there all the time. It's lovely.
Right. Yeah. But all these things are like 3 hours outside of New York City. You just have to be willing to explore them, Well,
that's the big thing. I remember at ESPN, people said, oh, man, there's not a whole lot there in West Hartford. They go, yeah, but 2 hours to Boston, 2 hours to New York, then the 95 closes down. That's a little bit dicey. But you're right. If you get in the car and drive a little bit, it was like a good road trip. You can definitely enjoy yourself.
Right.
We've spent our whole lives in South Florida, taking 3 hours to get to Orlando for Mickey Mouse. Like 2.5 hours for like nature is a good little.
Yes, but if you're in the Northeast, just don't drive to Bristol and go to that water park. It is
Lake Compounds. That's everyone's like, oh, what's Bristol have going for it? ESPN and Lake Compounds. That pretty much speaks for the entire state of Connecticut. There's not much else going on there.
Is Lake Compound nice though? I mean,
Lake Compounds.
I guess it's all right. Yeah.
No, Mike can verify that. That was the nicest thing that ESPN did. You had free passes, especially for us with kids. Oh my God, free passes to go all day, only open to ESPN employees. Lake Compounds, the water park. Pretty good for one day only.
Yeah. Never been. Yeah. Although you got to flip those. Lake Compound first, ESPN second on the list of things that are good in Bristol, Connecticut.
There's a good diner there too. You might want to...
Having never been to Lake Compound, I already know it's first.
Adnan, what'd you make of the All-Star Game, in particular? The way they ended the All-Star Game, which was home run derby style, which I pitched to Rob Manfred. I said, listen, nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to sit around till 3 a.m, okay, waiting for game 87 of the regular season to finish. No one wants that. Now, there's a chance you might be done in the 10th inning, but there's also a chance you might stay there for another 9-inning ball game. And I said to Rob Manfred at the time, Why not just end? You're looking for more excitement. You want to make your fan base younger. Why everyone loves the home run derby? Why not that? Why not give them 10th inning? Okay, so it's tied after 9, 5-5. You get your 3 best hitters on your team, 3 best hitters on the other team. Put your pitchers out there.
This is Stugotz original, which came to fruition last time. That's what you're telling me?
Yes, it's unbelievable. He has stolen all my ideas, this guy. I mean, Commissioner, think for yourself. Do your job. I went to Augusta a couple of years ago. It was opening day of the Major League Baseball season. You know who was at Augusta with me? Rob Manfred. I mean,
you think a few years pass and you're going to forget? Of course not. We all know where this idea came from.
Well, it was a slam dunk, to mix metaphors. It was absolutely fantastic. To your point, Stu, I'm watching the game. I'm enjoying it. By the way, I appreciate Fox's innovation and miking up guys, but after a while, enough. I still do want to watch a baseball game. And it's funny, Tarek Skubal has nothing to say. It's like, oh, what's coming up here? I'm like, I don't know. Cal Raleigh, what are you calling here? We'll find out. These guys, they're busy. They're working right now. Could you imagine being on air? Stu, what's this tease looking like? I'll let you know in a second. Coming up next. Stupidity. At least PCA's in center field. He can carry a conversation. The ball's not being hit to him. Clayton Kershaw is fantastic. He was borderline doing stand-up out there. Smoltz, don't throw a cutter. Stop talking to me. Leave me alone. Kershaw was great. But once they actually let the game unfold, it's fun just for the pomp and circumstance. But you're right. Nobody wants a 4-hour game. As great as the swing-off was, I'll point this out. It took place at 11:30 Eastern at night. So let's go 6 innings and move up the swing-off because it was part of the night. Let's make it. What the hell? Let's start the night with a swing off, quite frankly. That would get them rolling. It's already
the game should just be a swing off. Yeah. Taylor, put that on the poll. Should the game just be a swing off? I'm down with that, man.
It was awesome.
I see Mikey A shaking his head because Mikey A is old school, okay? And he loves baseball. No?
No, that's not why I'm shaking my head. Because Stugotz, you had a fantastic idea. This was an absolutely fantastic idea that they just butchered in the execution. Okay, if you're gonna go to a swing off, give me the big guys. Give me Shohei Ohtani. Give me Aaron Judge. Don't send up these guys that are
Nothing Aranda.
Are 20. Who? Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Man, correct me if I'm wrong here. Didn't those guys just pitch or just hit because everybody was gone? Once you appear in the All-Star game, you can take off whenever you want?
That does sometimes happen. Izzy's right about that. But these guys were actually predetermined by their managers. So if Mike wants to aim his ire, go at Dave Roberts, go at Aaron Boone. Those guys had said ahead of time. And by the way, Dave Roberts was laughing because these guys didn't know. He goes, Stowers had no idea. I already had a list formally given. He was going to be, wait, I'm going? I'm like, you're up, Kyle. And he went deep.
Izzy, wouldn't that make it better? You got to call Aaron Judge back from the bar down the road, and he's got to now hit with 6 beers in him and stuff.
100%.
That would make it so much better.
Actually, here's what makes it better. You just put the bar in the back of the stadium and televise them drinking and be like, I wonder if he's going to have another because it's a 1-run game and he might be available for the swing off. That's actually a great idea. But I think
watch the lines change.
They're going to keep going further. I'm telling you. You saw the ball boy steal a home run, right? Mm-hmm. Stu, what better thing to put in the outfield than the ball pit for the kids to catch the home runs and fall into? That is 100% going to be next year's thing. It's going to be ball pits over the fence. Here, kids, go ahead and catch those home run balls.
Another idea I pitched to Rob Manfred at Augusta when he was supposed to be attending to opening day. I mean, Jesus. I think we also pitched...
He might have given it a second thought. I'm telling you.
Maybe next year. We also pitched ponds in the outfield. That was Billy's idea. He wants ponds.
Ponds is a great idea. I'd go even further and get a lazy river in there. If you get a lazy,
I like that.
I'm telling you right now, Stu. Fans
can go innings without seeing a ball. I mean,
that's where you go when you get taken out of the game. You're in the lazy river, and you can just Riverside bars. Wow, Stu.
Yes,
we're gonna redo the All-Star game.
I'm gonna redo baseball. I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. But listen, in that spot, in an exhibition game that means nothing, Dave Roberts is not going to waste swings of Shohei Ohtani, right? But in the regular season, of course, Ohtani would be on that list. And imagine Dodgers playing Yankees, and it's tied after 9 innings, and it comes down to a home run contest between Ohtani and Judge. Who wouldn't be in for that? Are you kidding me?
This is where Stu is right. It's one thing to say use an exhibition game. As you said, who cares? Doesn't matter. We need this in the regular season. It'll be a huge hit, and then the playoffs. Game 7 World Series, Judge versus Ohtani. It'd be insane.
BP for the series.
Oh my God, I can hear Bob Costas pulling his fucking hair out right now.
The MVP last night was Dino Ebel. Dino Ebel was the guy who was throwing for the National League. To quote the great Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder movie, see no Ebel, hear no Ebel. That guy was grooving pitches like you wouldn't believe.
Adnan, Ebel kind of redeemed himself with the Schwarber at bat, because the first batter, Stowers, he was like throwing cutters on his fist.
He knew it was his moment too, Taylor. Okay, you know, like I'm a batting practice guy. It's my moment too. I'm punching a guy out in the All-Star game. Let's go.
Adnan, I want to go. So you enjoyed the All-Star. I thought it was enjoyable. I thought it was good. It's the first baseball game I've watched all season. I mean,
for what it was, Stu, you got to have fun with these things. By the way, apparently it was blazing hot. Normally I'd be offended that I was an All-Star snub like Juan Soto, but quite frankly, thank you to MLB Network for not sending me 9 degrees, game time temperature. You can take Atlanta. Next year, Philadelphia. I'll be there for that one. And the home run derby, by the way, Cal Raleigh, fantastic. The big dumper brought it. O'Neal Cruz hit a home run, 513 feet. Raleigh barely beat a Rooker home run by .08 feet, which is why he got in the final. I mean, I think it was a Hall of Fame weekend. Fantastic.
We don't like that nickname, Adnan.
We're out on the big
dumper. It doesn't make me think of his butt. It makes me think of what comes out of it. And it doesn't.
He's a big dumper.
A good nickname.
Right. Fair point. It's more about shit than it is the size of his ass.
Yeah.
Try one of those.
All right, I'm
toilets.
impressed that your toilet can handle that, but it's not really a great nickname.
Father was pitching to him. His brother was catching. They call the catcher the little dumper, which Izzy again doesn't approve of.
How do you feel about heated toilets, Adnan?
I'm not. I haven't got much thought. Now that I think about it, if it was freezing cold, I'm in favor of it. But I think if I actually installed one, it'd be way too bougie. But if you just said to me, hey, man, I don't know if you realize Izzy has a heated toilet, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll give it a shot.
Wow, I can't believe that's where you went with it. No, I do not have a heated toilet.
I
This was
do.
Stugotz's thing.
Oh, you have a heated toilet? That's
Well,
unbelievable.
listen, I didn't install a heated toilet.
If you install, it's going next level. It's
I didn't go out of my way to I didn't order a heated toilet. It just happened to be here. Okay. And I
just
love
happens
it.
to be there, that's fine. Yeah.
Yes.
If it's there, then I'm using it. By the way, that goes back to Joe Buck, who was fantastic on the podcast with you.
Yes.
And he brought up the fact when you asked him about, getting out, peeing in the swimming pool. He's like, yeah, of course.
Right.
And then his father said, he goes, there would be a word you'd use for a guy who would step into the shower to go pee. Did he at least tell you off air what that word was? Or
No.
something?
No, he didn't. And we should have asked. We didn't press him. We didn't follow up.
Dale, that's what I immediately texted you. I'm like,
Yeah.
what did Jack Buck say to his son about a man who will step out of a pool or a shower to go pee?
Taylor, you have one job when you go to Tahoe, and that's it.
Right.
Is to find out what that word is off air.
I was too busy talking to Vince Carter.
That's all he did.
Out of the shower? You're going to go through the trouble of stepping out of the shower?
Right.
And that's ridiculous.
Well, what do you think the great
right
Joe
here.
Buck used? What do you think the word is that he used, right?
Different time.
man.
It was a different time.
Because he hesitated by going, well, I don't think I can use the word now. And I go, okay. If I had to
Think
guess,
of a few. Yeah.
What would you guess, Adnan, if you had to guess?
if I had to guess, I think fairy.
That's a fair guess.
That's a fair guess, though, Jack.
Considering how far back we're going, okay, and who the person is, fairy.
I would say it's somehow better play of words, right? Because it is the Buck family, right? So
Right.
maybe something that has to do with urine or, something like that.
I was thinking the word willow.
Were you?
I thought
I'm going to text Joe Buck and ask him what the
Text
word
him
was.
right now. Hey, listen, I'm on with Adnan and Izzy, and they want to know what's the word that your dad used about a guy who steps out of the shower to pee.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
I can't really get the answer right now in real time.
Hold on.
I can't wait.
No, Joseph, I've texted him over. He's quick on the text. He's going to give us his answer right
Oh, no, I know he will. Hold on.
I can't wait for 2
I'm
minutes
on
from
with
now.
Adnan, and he is demanding to know the word that your father used for people who left the shower to use a toilet.
I can't wait for 2 minutes from now. Stugotz to get a text and then just say, "Oh, I can't say that on the air."
Right.
Oh no, he made the right call not saying that.
I also want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit of tennis, if I may. Can
Yes.
we discuss that women's final? Anisimova, one of the great drubbings I've ever seen in my life. Holy shit. 6-love. Only time it's ever happened at Wimbledon was 1911. Think about where we've come as a society. 1911, and only the third time ever in a major final. How does Anisimova ever play tennis again? I mean, that was painful to watch, right?
It was.
Awful.
Yeah.
It was bad. And I was laughing because I think Arina Sabalenka is like my least favorite athlete right now because she likes to blame, and she did the stupid, why didn't you say sorry after the ball hit the net, clipped the net in the semifinal? Her sitting at home or wherever she was watching that, she must have been like, if I'm going to get over my choking habits, it's going to be when I watch that match. It's like, well, wait a second. I definitely should have been in that match. Let me stop choking real quick so that I can actually fulfill my potential.
Now, she's been battling some mental stuff as she fought her way back. I felt terrible for her. Like, I don't think she should have to speak after getting beat 6-0, 6-0. I don't know.
Ever there was a time to get a mulligan to somebody. One question, that's it.
Let her go. Right.
Awful. What can I tell you? I sucked.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Would you rather watch that, or would you rather watch a men's final that just, even that way that first set ended, felt predictable?
Yeah, to Izzy's point, on paper, if you just see Alcaraz, Sinner went 4 sets, like, oh, it was a good match. You go, not really. Every kind of held serve. Sinner broke a couple times. That was it. It was a very ho-hum, disappointing match.
And I will say this, though.
I'll take the demolition because that was 57 minutes and it's over.
Right.
Get that out of here.
I will say this on Sinner. After what happened to him at the French Open, losing to Alcaraz in a match that he probably should have won, and that first set being up 4-2 in that first set, and then Alcaraz just steamrolling him to win the first set, to come back and win the next 3 says a lot about Sinner. It really does.
Right. Guy does have some mental fortitude. You're right. Like, he gagged those match points, the French Open, which you said he did not choke, which is very Stugotzian of you. I thought you were going to go say he choked. You go, no, actually, I thought he battled out there. This time, he showed his mental fortitude and resilience. And yeah, we're lucky to watch these two guys head to head for who knows how many more years. How do you feel to be Djokovic? 38 years old. You're still good enough to get a semifinal. You can't even win a set off a Sinner. Like, that was.
I think it's great. He finally gets to know what it feels like to be other people while he was playing at his peak.
Play
while
against
Federer
Djokovic,
was playing at his peak. I'm so good. I'm still second tier.
Yeah.
And there's a whole tier difference between, Sinner, Alcaraz right now and everybody else.
Adnan, do you feel like it's over?
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Take it.
I was going to say, Djokovic could still win a major, but not versus Sinner or Alcaraz. One of those guys has to be hurt or out. Then he can win a major.
He has to get to a major final in which he doesn't have to face one of those two. Somehow get all the way to the finals and somehow have one of those two not be meeting him.
Ben Shelton on the other side and be like, okay.
Right, Ben Shelton. He will win that in 3 sets against Ben Shelton.
Kleinberg.
Yeah.
Kleinberg.
You're saying Kleinberg is the Ben Shelton of this.
Wait, do we think Novak is done winning majors?
I think so. Because I don't think Sinner Alcaraz loses. Like, unless there's a catastrophic injury, drug suspension, God forbid. I'm like, Novak's not winning. His best chance is either Wimbledon or the U.S. Open. And Wimbledon, he couldn't even take a set off a Sinner. It's done.
I go to an old people gym when I got asked, do you think Joker's ever going to win another one by some older white guy? And I was like, you know what? Let me think about that for a second. And I decided that he will win one more Australian Open. Oh. Beginning of the season, A, nobody really cares that much about the Australian. B, maybe everybody's not in tip-top, shape for the year.
He always is. Right. And he likes the hard courts. Yeah. It is interesting. I was happy with that result, Adnan, because my fear was, you and I we all love tennis, that Alcaraz was going to run away with the sport and hide. But now he has someone where, and this is important for tennis, and hopefully they'll get a third guy. Hopefully that guy will be Taylor Fritz. We'll see. But you need a third and a fourth, much the way it was Borg, McEnroe, Connors, Lendl back when we were watching. But to have someone who's able to push Alcaraz is very important. That's the one time and the only time Alcaraz will step on a tennis court and say, the guy across from me is just as good, if not better, than I am.
100%, especially because on grass is not where Sinner has thrived. So for him to win on that surface against his greatest rival, you're right. It's like for years they said Red Sox, Yankees, the best rivalry in sports. I'm like, no, the Yankees always beat them. That's not a rivalry. The other team's got to win once in a while. Now it's legit that Sinner won. And now to make the rivalry even better, watch Sinner win the U.S. Open against Alcaraz. Then you can go, all right, wow. Right. He bounced back, convincing fashion twice, and then we go ahead.
Adnan, quick question. In terms of tennis today, if you were to say the most differentiating skill, because it used to be to me like a crazy serve would be amazing, or, serve and volley play, or really like a big forehand used to be able to get you really far. Now it feels like more physical traits are more what the difference is, because everybody can, hit all the shots. You just got to get there.
Yeah, endurance is massive, Izzy. I really think it's going from defense to offense because all these guys hit the ball so hard. So if you can take a guy's wicked forehand and then return it with equal pace, spin, and get the point, that to me is the guy who can accelerate. It's one thing that.
So get there, hit the ball back, and then be in position from there on out. Like it's not just you're going all out for that one shot.
Right. Defense to offense. That to me is the most impressive.
You have to love Alcaraz, huh? Even in defeat, you have to love the guy, right?
Yeah, he flies all out there, man. He's got a lot of panache, his style. I mean, if you took a poll just as you were watching who you're rooting for, I feel like it's 70-30 Alcaraz. I think most people love this kid.
Yeah.
Right.
When he celebrated with the ball kids, that's when he just shot up my list. That guy's pretty cool.
Well, Sinner thanked them afterwards. I mean, you did pretty standard stuff there.
Following in Alcaraz's path.
Right. Yeah. I mean, thank the ball kids. That's what you do. Were you surprised that Seal is Italian? I mean,
also surprising. That's definitely true.
Surprised Sinner's Italian.
so am I. Sinner does not look like your prototypical Italian person.
Nothing Italian about this guy. If somebody said to you, hey, an Italian man won Wimbledon, you're expecting Roberto Benigni to walk out in the court. You go, no, it's Jack Sinner. You go,
I would even believe he was Argentinian, but not Italian.
exactly.
Joe Buck responded.
Oh, God, I cannot wait.
Oh, God.
I do have to run, so I just want to hear this answer and go. I cannot wait for this.
Well, he said he used 2 words.
Oh, boy.
Joe Buck is the best. Please write back whenever he says you're the best.
I did already. But he wrote back, well, the first one rhymes with wussy.
I knew it. I knew it. I had that minus 350.
That's what I said. I said Willow.
Taylor, you didn't guess it. He said Willow. Mike guessed it. Taylor, you can't.
But wait a second. That was my guess if it was just one word.
Yeah, what's the other
second? What's the second word?
Pansy.
I thought it was fairy. Damn it. I was close.
So you're
It was
just
a different
doubling
time,
down.
Everyone leave Joe Buck. It is great fun.
Father's a Hall of Famer, and so is his son. Love the fact Joe got back to us. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
Yes. I said, so originally he wrote the word that rhymes with wussy and pansy. And I said, we guessed correctly. And he said, no, you didn't. He used both.
That's like calling somebody an asshole sphincter. Like it's the same thing.
Just to drive it home.
That prick. Okay, sure.
Wait, Adnan, you're not going to stick around for prisoner of the moment? You got to get out of here?
I gotta run. You do person without me. I'll get you next time.
We'll save it. We'll save it for next week because it's baseball related for Adnan.
Wow.
I can't
Okay.
even wait.
Wow. Way to ruin it.
That's how you tease it a full 7 days in advance.
We have a
The rare
wrap on.
7-day in advance tease. I mean, how about that?
We can observations and prisoner of the moment coming up next week. I
So
love it.
Kleinfeld, we said hello.
Well, thank you for it.
I want to make Kleinfeld our tennis expert.
I'll get Kleinberg on next time. No problem.
Will you?
Damn it, I'm going to call Kleinfeld forever.
But they want me to have me on. I go, are you joking? I still will absolutely have you on.
Monday, Kleinberg, weekend observations, and prisoner of the moment.
Wow.
Done and done.
Amazing. Yes. All right. Thank you, Adnan.
Thanks, boys. Talk soon.
All right. So, wow. I feel bad that I teased it on the front end and we're not going to debut it. I don't know.
It's a professional tease. It just lasts longer.
Yep.
How are we
that
doing
edging.
prisoner of the moment if it's not this moment? We're not the prisoner of the moment now.
It's Taylor's game. Don't give anything away, Taylor.
Yeah, I
Don't.
You know, it's funny. I heard somebody use the phrase.
People are going to flock here on Monday, Taylor. Don't you dare say a word. Go ahead.
There was a phrase, Taylor, that maybe this can build on that prisoner of the moment thing. Somebody used the phrase a crime against a sport the other day, and I'm trying to figure out what the prison looks like when you commit a crime against baseball, for example. Like, it's not bad things about baseball, right? You go to prison for committing a crime against baseball. They're like teaching you fundamentals. You're like learning grips. You're like the worst possible things. Digging in the details of that sport is what that prison is. Like that's how you have to pay back committing a crime against the sport. Am I right?
You have to watch the Tom Amansky videos. I mean,
Yes, you have to watch like who is the one that waving the Red Sox catcher?
Fisk?
Carlton Fisk.
Yeah, the Carlton Fisk. You have to like be able to recreate that like every morning, otherwise you don't get breakfast. Like that's the type of baseball prison that you're talking about. Because obviously, if you commit a crime against baseball, you probably don't like the sport as much. So you need to learn exactly what's lovable about it.
Like Wyndham Clark, he that was a crime against golf in Oakmont, right?
There you go. Right.
Yeah,
So he's got to just be on just a million chip shots in a row before he gets lunch, right? Like
Golf clapping lessons.
If you
Golf
commit a
clap.
crime,
That would be
against
better than
football-
anger management. I'm serious.
I mean, because you get better at golf as a result. If you commit a crime against football, like every time your prison cell opens, like the jugs machine shoots a ball at you, whack, like you got to catch it both hands every single time. Otherwise, back in the cell.
Can't let it hit your body.
Right. No, it got to be a hands catch. Otherwise, 5 minutes back in solitaire.
All right, so prisoner of the moment is coming. It's coming up on Monday. Again, the rare 7-day tease. Izzy, before we get out of here today, LeBron James. No one has asked. It's 5 days.
Speaking
I know.
of tease.
No one has asked. I count the weekends. Each day, Saturday and Sunday is 2.
I was going to say, I don't know what 7-day tease is. Like, what day is it, Stu?
That's me.
I get what he was doing because we had Adnan on Wednesday, but now we're going to have him on Monday. The 7-day tease.
Anytime Monday is next week, it's 7 days away. Even if it's Friday, it's 7 days away.
And Whittingham wants to come on and talk about lobster rolls. he continues to discover everything in the Northeast. LeBron James, Izzy, this is interesting. There are rumors now. There are talks. We talked about it yesterday on the show I did with Dan about LeBron James potentially coming back to Miami.
You do a show with Dan?
I was in, yes. He allowed me to appear on my own show. And so I'll be there Thursday. He allowed me again, twice this week.
Nice. Locked in.
Something good, yes. So anyway, LeBron James, there is not a player in the history of the NBA that I can think of who sits there almost at every stop. And at some point, as he says, the organization is not doing enough to help me. It hurts his legacy. I don't think he realizes that. He has done it every place that he's been. He's the one who opted into a $51.5 million deal. They signed and drafted his son and played him on opening night. I would say this organization has done everything to try to please LeBron James. But LeBron, it appears his days are numbered in LA, and it appears that LeBron James is going to go elsewhere. I don't think it's going to be the Heat. I think it would be a team like Dallas or something like that. I don't think he views the Heat as a team that could win a championship. And LeBron, all he wants to do at this point is try to tack on another ring. So what are your thoughts on all of this as it relates to LeBron James?
Don't forget that they hired his podcast partner as their head coach.
Yes.
It's another one.
Yes.
It is funny.
And this was him past his prime. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is crazy how 15 years can change things, right? Because 2010, it was, good Lord, if anybody gets LeBron, it changes everything. We become immediate contenders. Or once he finally did pick the Heat, with Jeff Van Gundy saying, the team's going to win 73 games. It's going to be no contest. They're going to win the entire thing. And now it's like, maybe we'll take them. You know, like you just saying that he won't put the Heat over the top. And I'm saying to myself, all right, well, let me debate that. And you just start breaking down the roster. And it's like, all right, we're talking about a game 7 of, let's say, Eastern Conference Finals. Is it going to have to be LeBron again? Because I'm not going to Norman Powell, Tyler Hero, or Bam Adebayo. You know what I mean? So that is wild to me to think that, you know, just putting LeBron on a team, even a potential playoff team in the Eastern Conference, doesn't elevate it to championship status. But I think you just kind of, if you're LeBron, you find an ending that makes sense, that does not put championship pressure on you. I think he's doing the opposite of what he should do. I think getting to 5, Stu, what does that do?
Nothing.
And nobody, like people who think Kobe's better than you are not going to say, oh, he got to 5, so maybe he's better than Kobe. They're just going to be like, all right, well, he got to 5 because he played 21 years.
I'll only say this. The 5th one does something if he does it for the right organization, and that organization is the Knicks. I mean, that's it.
The Knicks or Cleveland.
Or Cleveland.
Second one in Cleveland.
Yes.
But again, I think that's a nice ending, but I don't think it creates like ultimate, no questions asked GOAT status. I think people will still consider that, he just flipped to another championship ready team and won one the same way he won 2 in Miami. And so that argument could be made forever and ever and ever, whether he wins it or not. You just got to find a good story for your landing place. And those stories are, I think New York is not it, because that puts championship pressures. He has to win a championship every uniform that he puts on. Right. So it has to be one of the 3 that he has already worn. And so the Lakers, obviously, I don't think the story really works if you're just a piece in Luka Doncic's story, right? So then it's Cleveland. Cleveland, hell of a story. Like, yeah.
But there's championship expectations there, is it?
That's another. That's
Right.
exactly right. Like,
Yes.
you brought us one, you're coming back to finish that story, win us another one because we're ready to win it. Championship pressures. I don't think that exists in Miami. I think if anywhere else, you've won 2 championships there, you've been to 4 finals there, you're just getting celebrated. You're teaching everybody how to win. You're doing the Udonis Haslem version, but on the court. And Pat Riley gets to salvage his whole he's falling apart and just the game has passed him by. He gets to salvage that because he's kept the key under the mat for LeBron the whole time, and he comes back to end his story in the place where he won the most championships. And if he gets knocked out by Joel Embiid, if he gets knocked out by the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's cool. It's no big, horrible story. And, he can end his career in a place that's going to retire his jersey. That's probably going to get a statue up there for him at some point. I think it's a decent landing point if you sort of move the goalpost a little bit in terms of how he wants to end his career, because I don't think he wants to end it as a 41-year-old with championship pressures.
So that's interesting because I haven't thought about it in that way. And you're right. The Heat provide the least amount of pressure for him to win a championship. People will be understanding if they don't win a championship, even if LeBron ends up in Miami. Not the case in Cleveland. Not the case in L.A., as you pointed out. Certainly not the case in New York if he were to go there. So you think the Heat is actually, for him and his legacy, stop worrying about the rings. If another ring comes, it comes, right? And it could possibly come with the Heat because the Eastern Conference is really, really bad. And there's a lot of balance there, so I'm not going to be shocked if the Heat and LeBron
were
make
just
it
in
to
the
the
finals.
Right, yes.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like,
just making it to the finals with the Heat would feel like winning an NBA title to him, I think.
LeBron can convince himself that, I should still be good enough to lead this team with 2 other All-Stars, another fringe All-Star in Norman Powell, and, a nice bench. It's like, isn't that what kind of Luka wants to have in LA? Well, I can probably have it ready-made here in Miami. And again, nobody is demanding you win a championship in that scenario. And so if you do win one, man, I feel like that adds a little bit more to the legacy and adds to the, just the history. And maybe he does get considered the clear-cut GOAT.
I like the thought, but don't you think LeBron is thinking to himself, no, I want to tack on another championship. I'm chasing Michael Jordan here.
I think what LeBron wants is another situation where he's the clear front runner, where they have such talent that they can only screw it up. Not because that's the only way he can win, but that's because it's probably the safest plan right now, right? Like, I'm 41, I could fall apart. If I go away for 20 games, I need my team to still be really good. And so they just, he wants to sort of pile on and say, hey, Lakers, it's not the beginning of Luka. It's the end of me. Make this season about me. Don't worry about 3 years from now. I think that's, obviously where the Lakers are saying, hey, you're not ours. You've only been ours for 6 years now. So we're going to go ahead and move on. And I think that's where the push and pull is. And I get both sides of that. I just happen to think that for the longer sort of storyline health of the NBA, probably better for LeBron to be his own entity and not just part of the Luka Lakers.
I mean, shouldn't the Lakers, a lot of teams would love to have LeBron's final season or 2, right? And to be able to celebrate that. I understand they have Luka and they're looking ahead and they're moving forward, but shouldn't they kind of embrace that with LeBron? That team could still win a champ. Like, LeBron and Luka getting to the NBA Finals is not going to surprise anyone, right?
No, I think the problem is so it's the selling of the team. You don't really know who really has power, who has control. Is it Jeannie Buss? Is Pelinka making decisions? And like, when they did make decisions, was winning the top priority when you just let Alex Caruso walk because he didn't want to pay a luxury tax? Like, those types of things are in LeBron's craw. What is a craw? They're stuck in his craw, and he's probably like, well, if I only have one more year, which I'm not announcing, but if I only have one more year, it's got to be full on effort to get me a championship, not for me to help Luka adjust to the Lakers, and then that's going to be my legacy. Hey, I was that transition guy. Right. Not really what he's looking for.
What if we told LeBron, though, me, Taylor, Knicks fans, hey, if you win one for us, okay, the Mecca, it counts as 2, and we will make you better than Michael Jordan. We will all agree that you had a better career. So now he has he doesn't have anyone else, but he has the number one market in America. I mean, that's it. That's what he has behind him.
If there's anybody that's going to sway public perception and not even actually change your mind, but flood social media with the opinions to the point where you think, well, the world must think this, it's Knicks fans. You're 1,000% right there. There's nowhere else he can go where we have that powerful backing of irrational, confident fans. Wow. Didn't even think about that. You just trumped me.
If LeBron wins a title for the Knicks, I would die for LeBron.
Same. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did Jordan win a title for the Knicks? No. You win.
Thank you. No, he prevented us from winning
exactly.
Titles. Yes, right.
He was oh my goodness. We did not think this through enough. But yes, this is not about actual rings. It's about personal record books. And Stugotz has been on this all along. Just like the Rob Manfred situation. We're all just stealing from Stugotz.
Yes, I will give him 2 rings. I will take away some of his finals losses as well. I mean, how about that?
You know what? Now that I'm piecing it all together, no wonder you steal from other people, Stu. No wonder you've done this your entire life because people have been doing it to you.
Thank you.
Fair play.